My goodness, let me fix my hair.
Hey, hey.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 239 Live. And we are not just live, we are lit.
Yeah, we are.
How you feeling, Jimbo?
I'm feeling like $1,000,000.
Yeah?
It's amazing what a lot of caffeine and sleep deprivation can do for you.
How those shoes doing?
They're trashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're done. Yeah, for those that don't know, we're setting up the concert, Country Jam Naples. So tomorrow's the day. If you are not coming to this party, you're going to miss a good party. 5 national touring artists. One of them happens to be a local one, Casey Bishop. But yesterday we were kind of loading in, and the turf is got artificial turf, and our flooring is black flooring, and it was so hot yesterday that the turf was melting and the floor was buckling, and my people were dying of sweat. So
Oh my
yeah,
God.
but we'll talk about that off and on, hopefully during the show. But glad to be with you today, Lois.
Well, we are thrilled to have you here. It's always fun.
Absolutely.
And as we are, well, I still can't find the 2-3. There you go.
There we
I
are.
got it. Hello, hello. We have some wonderful guests. Hello,
Yes, we do.
Dave, 84.
Dave.
What does he do? 84. What does I always want to know what those numbers mean?
I don't know. 1984. I think I'm sweating stuff out of my body that I put in it in 1984.
1984.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Well, what was that? 1980. What was the name of the book? 1984.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
1984 book. Oh yeah, 1984.
Yeah. Everybody read that in high school, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're living it now.
We're living it.
Dad. Yeah, we're living it now.
We're living it.
I tell you what, let's kick this off and let's talk about country jam since we're talking about your belting shoes. Can we,
Yeah.
can we put up the country jam outline, what we're going to be doing? I just took it all out.
There we go.
There we go. Tell you got a serious lineup, honey.
It's incredible. Yeah. This will be the biggest concert so far, 2026. But this is what we do with 239 Presents, the company that we have, and all national artists. Gabby Barrett, Sarah Evans, co-headlining 2 different generations of music. Gabby Barrett obviously just did the Turning Point USA halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
She's the only female.
Wow.
Sarah Evans, just decades of #1 hits. Ray Lynn, after that, just a super live performer. Just lots of energy. She's been on tour with Jason Aldean, I think, for a lot of
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah.
And Jamie O'Neill, historic songwriter, and then our local girl Casey Bishop opening up. She was just at the Gasparilla Festival last weekend, I believe, and just absolutely killed it for her set. So we are super excited. That is as big as a lineup as you see coming to Naples,
Yeah.
especially with that
Yeah.
many artists together on one
Exactly.
stage. Lots of different immersive experiences. Our vendor village. Shout out to all those guys. EFC, Captain Jimmy from Everglades City, Chrissy with Permanent Jewelry, and we got a lot of kind of experiences there in the vendor village. Some samplings going on, full bar service, food, the whole 9 yards.
Here's the whole. I think I linked it up on my page. I'm sure it's on your page.
Yes,
but
so
it
gates
is
are 3.
just lots of things. Did you get your bull?
I did not get the bull.
Oh,
Yeah, bull. I did not get the bull. So that one didn't get by the attorneys, I'm afraid, is what happened.
is that really?
Yeah, they get a little nervous when people are going to be thrown off as drunk and grown people. They think that's a recipe for disaster no matter what they sign. So some of it you got to be appreciative and look out for our benefit.
Oh,
Our
sure,
company.
absolutely. Your liabilities,
Yeah,
no mistake.
absolutely, because insurance is already expensive. We don't want to add any more to it. But yeah, if you look at that run, and we got local DJ Zadio in between all the artists. He sampled some of his sets and stuff for me, and that was pretty cool.
Really
Doing
pretty
that whole
cool.
EDM and country music set, kind of mix blend, if you will. I'm most excited to see Ray Lynn. I gotta say, yeah, I'm really excited to see her because number one, when you go through this kind of process of booking national artists, it's good and it's bad, right?
Yeah.
So you deal with William Morris, Nashville, with these types of artists out of the country genre, but then you get to the nitty gritty of negotiating stuff and all that, and you try to get out of them promotion
Yeah,
for the
they
show
have to
and
do
all
their
that.
part, yeah.
Sometimes it's like pulling teeth,
Yeah.
and sometimes they do it, and I'm like, man, did you just have your teeth pulled before you did this? Because you were there's no life there. But she has been phenomenal in supporting us, sending shout outs out. Um, and her set list that we received looks like it's going to be just a slam dunk. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
kind of excited, but all of them I'm excited about. This is
Yeah.
this is one of those concerts where top to bottom, there's not a rotten pear of fruit in there. You know what I
No,
mean?
no,
It's
it's,
gonna be
jam-packed with
energy,
great
energy,
fun
energy.
and
Yeah.
energy
Yeah.
and
And so we are super excited. This is going to be a massive part. If you haven't been to Paradise Coast Sports Complex, this is your chance to come check out what tax dollars are paying for out there. And it is a beautiful facility. State of the art stadium, FC Naples, that's where they
that's where they
play.
have their thing.
Yep, just had that. So the stage is massive production. This is a kind of show as people saw our first one last year and they left and they said, "Wow, Jimbo, that's like I go to Tampa or Miami," and that's what we're trying to do here, right? We're trying to bring in that level of show every year, and more than just once. We don't want to do just one done and done. We
Yeah.
want to do more, build these
Oh,
up to two
yeah.
or three a year, and that's kind of where we're headed with it. Shout out to my local vendors too. We got some local
Oh,
companies.
yeah. Who you got?
Tom Mann at Party Rentals, Ken at Southwest Premier Entertainment, um, uh, and just a slew of others.
What foodies you got?
Oh man, we got multiple food trucks, everything from health food to dessert and in between. The
Health food, dessert, liquor, beer.
Oh yeah, all the liquor and beer, all the food groups at the bar. Yeah, all the food groups at the bar. So all the bars are full bars. VIP area, if you got a ticket to one of our VIP areas, complimentary drinks and downstairs, a couple of free drinks for you upstairs, and then downstairs you also have the food and passed around. And the food and beverage department, the girl that runs it out there is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mac, and just phenomenal. So first class. This is done first class. That's the only way we know how to do it. That's what Naples wants. That's what we give
Exactly.
them because they can go eat a hamburger anywhere, but you give them hamburger a little class
Yeah.
and a show, you're good. So super excited about it, Lois. To be honest with you, and thanks for putting up with me today. I know I smell like a herd of cows coming in because I've been out there since sunset or sunrise. I think sunset to sunrise and in between, but sleep deprivation and stuff is really real. So if I start babbling, just nudge me.
Yeah, I know. I'm loving this. I'm loving it because he's pretty quiet. But this morning he was wired, came in hot and he was wired. He goes, "I never drink caffeine, but I had caffeine this morning. I hope it doesn't affect me with what I'm doing." And you're like, "Oh, okay, we're just gonna
100%.
wind you up and
Yeah,
let you go."
100%.
Okay.
That's the truth. But
Good. So that's tomorrow.
tomorrow
Out the schedule, and they still have a few tickets left.
they're going fast. So please get them before they're gone. Gates are at 3. Get there at 3 because the party is going to start right then. Everything's on. So DJ Zadia will take off. He will start his stuff, and all the bars are open, all the food's open, food trucks are rolling, vendor village is rolling, all the experiences are happening. So a little bit of time to kind of get in and adjust yourself, check out what's going on before the first artist happens. And that was our goal, to give you an opportunity to really explore what we're doing and all the vendors and stuff. So come out, support the local vendors that we have there. That's local. This is turning into, I got to say, our goal is always to have a community event.
Mm-hmm.
This is turning into one hell of a community event.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Support local.
yeah, you can see it all coming together.
Yeah.
And it's what's cool is when you see all these companies and vendors that are local, they come into this kind of mass production and stuff, and it takes an army to do this, the kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah, for sure.
And a great team, but then you see their pride in what they're doing and working together to get it done, and it makes me want to just ready to do another one,
Okay.
ready to do another one, ready to do another one. And some people call me insane, but I love it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
if that's your thing, that's your thing.
it is my
That's
thing.
awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get in. Well, this was very important. Let's. What are some of the days? I'm going to do a couple of days because I want to get into our great guest. Um, I forgot. Oh yeah.
What?
Hey Jimbo, there you go.
Couldn't
This
have
is
happened on a better day.
this is Jim Doe Day. The blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know why. I did this last night when I was
Oh,
looking him up and
man.
thought that was pretty funny. And I'm going to go back to see if I had any blah, blah, blah information on that. I think it's just about Chatty Cathy's.
National Cheese Ball Day.
Why did you did that one? Oh, you like cheese balls? I'm like, I don't remember cheese balls.
So cheese balls.
I saw National Cheese Ball Day. What is that, D? Tell us. You know, it's where I guess they just like to make cheese ball, and then that's okay.
So were cheese balls something that had their heyday already, or are they always around?
I would think I think people rediscover them. Of course, that was back during the days of cocktails when
Right.
cocktails became, and
Exactly
they
right.
you slammed some pimento cheese and threw some nuts on it with
Yeah.
some Ritz crackers, which were relatively new with that Ritzy name, and
Yeah.
open up a can of fruit cocktail, and you're in business.
Now you're upscale. Pinky out. Pinky out.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. There you
Yeah. A glass of wine and a cheese ball.
There you go. I'd love to do something on cocktails one day. That would be a fun thing. Okay, how about National Month of Hope?
Ah.
You don't have it? Well, poopy.
Well, we always have hope.
All right. How about do we have National Humor Month? I sent those to you on the thingy. Oh, poopy. Okay. Well, today is also National Humor Month. We don't really have that, but
Humor and hope. Don't they go together?
humor and hope and cheese balls.
And cheese balls. What more do you need?
I don't think something to wash it down with.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, you know, in 1976, to share the therapeutic benefits of humor with the world. I wonder if that's when Patch came out. Remember Patch with
I
Robin
do.
Williams?
I do.
Yeah, that was really
I do.
wonderful. Okay, let's go. I'm going to give you a few dates for historical. Or they do call them Hysterical Society because they get all fired up. So April the 17th. Did you get Ellis Island? Is that a no? Okay, on April the 17th, I'm going to tell you anyway.
Let it rip.
A record of 11,747 immigrants passed through Ellis Island on its busiest day. Isaac Asimov, Bob Hope, Claudette Colbert are just a few of the notable people who immigrated to the United States through Ellis Island. Isn't that cool?
Wow, that is
Yeah,
cool. Actually, that is really cool. Yeah.
I have a picture I'm going to bring of that because when we read one of the books to the kids at our Patriot Readers, K through 2, it talks about Ellis Island, all the different stages they had to go through and so forth, and the kissing tree, and they always go, but that's where they go out and meet their family and so forth.
Oh, man.
And for all of, hey, Michelle, April 17th, 1964 is also Mustang. Oh, there you go. We do have that. National Ellis Island Day.
Think about being on a boat, coming to a country, the hope and stuff that you have to get there, right? As you come into it and you get off and literally the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? How are you going to take your freedom that you now have an ability to do anything you want to do for yourself and create something?
Yep. They they had to go through the different stages. They had to be checked out to be sure they were healthy.
Sometimes
renamed. Yeah. Cause a lot of Jewish people.
Yep.
I have a friend who's Jewish up in, New Hampshire, and I forget what their name was and their last name was Smith.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And I said, why? And then I didn't even think because my family didn't want. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. You don't think about those things, but those are things around that we need to do. So each year on April the 17th, National Ellis Island Family Day encourages families to explore their ancestry and discover families who immigrated through Ellis Island or even on the Plymouth or on one of the the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Marina. I had to do the song in my head to get to it.
know where you're at, and I could have helped you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have national humor or national hope? Doesn't matter. We can just skip over those if you want. National illness. No, got that. All right. All right. Well, that coffee smells really good. I
Yeah.
know you don't want any.
I do not need
Do
coffee.
not need
Yeah.
coffee. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get to our first
Let's
guest.
do it.
Put up her picture. She's so ugly. I really feel sorry for her. Oh, she's
Oh, my goodness.
absolutely she's absolutely beautiful. And I'm gonna ask Kevin to bring up Angela Melvin, who is one of my darling, darling friends that I ran into at the Heart Ball.
Oh,
We're
wow.
chatting, and what are you doing? And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to Angela. And the stuff that they have done, and she'll talk about what they've done, but their whole premise is the child whose mother, parent, guardian has passed away. They grieve alone, but here's a place where you don't have to grieve alone.
Wow.
And the lady who is going to
Here
teach
she
like
comes.
people about that is the
Beautiful.
one and only. I could give me a drum roll.
Don't need that.
No, I got to get a drum roll because mine's sort of low.
Touch.
Being that I'm from Florida, I'd like a harmonica.
There we go. Right.
Yeah, that's my instrument of choice.
Excellent.
Can you play the harmonica?
Well, this is not even a lie. I used to carry one around
Did you really?
just for fun. Yeah, just because you never know when you're gonna pull out a good harmonica, and that's
Thought
that's
you were
the
about to
Florida
pull out a
thing.
harmonica, right?
I so should have. I don't know really how to play. I just
You just have it out
it
and go.
just, yeah, I just think it's always
Oh my god!
something kind of cool to just go, when in doubt, pull out a harmonica. But that's the fourth generation Florida native in me. So.
There you go, darling. There you go.
Native Floridian. We're like leprechauns.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
know?
there's not many of
Yeah,
us.
there's not.
Leprechauns.
Yeah.
You Irish?
No, I'm saying native. I was born and raised in Florida as well.
Oh,
So.
Yeah.
Born and raised. No,
Yeah.
a lot. I got to pull all these people together because I'm like, really, Luann Fisher and
That would be a fun broadcast right there. Just full
just
of
have that stories, people who were born here, Matt Moen, and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Makes you a different person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And you have like I came here in my youth though. I've been here 48 years.
A little bit of a southern twang.
Oh, from South Carolina.
Okay, well that is
That's
yeah.
it. Those are hard to get rid of.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get rid of it, but I could tell you. People say, "Well, where are you from, Rock Hill?" Well, where's that? Well, I said, South Carolina is shaped like a piece of pie. I'm the first bite of the piece of pie, and Charleston is the crust. Then they go, "Oh yeah, I know where you are," and we're like right below Charlotte. That's how they.
I've never heard that South Carolina is shaped like a pie.
I have
but
never heard
but
that.
I have like a slice of pie, like a slice.
It is.
Triangle. Okay.
Oh, it's a piece of pie.
Well, wait, a piece of pie is like a triangle, though.
Yeah.
Well, it is. Well,
Okay.
It's got a rounded edge.
But with a rounded edge.
where's a rounded edge? Well, crust is always rounded when you
Yeah.
cut it,
Yeah. The first bite.
but the first bite is still a point.
Oh, wow. There we go.
I'm gonna have to pull up a map of South Carolina.
South Carolina was a piece of pie. What kind of pie would it be?
Pecan.
Of course.
Pecan pie. Why wouldn't it be?
Angela.
It's like, are we even getting started yet? I just keep looking, going, are we on? Are we on? But it
No,
looks
we're
like
always on.
Hi.
We're live. We're always on.
Always like, well, Angela Melvin. Do you still use Melvin? Do you use your
Melvin Churchill, but
Melvin Churchill? Okay. She recently got married.
a
Congratulations.
couple of years ago, but yes.
Lord.
We're catching up. But yes. Angela Melvin is what most people know me around. That's
Yeah.
my maiden name.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yep. So, Valerie's house.
Mhm.
And if you haven't heard of Valerie's house, you're going to now, and you should know all about it because it is a fabulous, beautiful place. So, tell us about, first of all, who you are. You already told us who you are. How did you start Valerie's house?
Valerie's house is something that was in my heart for many, many years before we actually were able to bring it to life, as I like to say. The center itself is more of a home away from home for families who have lost a loved one, specifically children. That's why when you look at the logo, you see some kids in there. They're kind of smiling. There's a son. And the meaning behind Valerie's House is that children learn loss doesn't have to limit their dreams. So my mother was Valerie. She passed away in 1987 in a car accident in Fort Myers, and I was only 10 years old at the time. My sister and I and my dad, we didn't have anywhere to go. We just didn't even know where to begin. My father didn't know other men who were in their 30s who were grieving the loss of their wife. And I often say we grieved in silence. And
Yeah.
that's sometimes how you do it if you don't really know anyone else going through it, because especially as a child, as a teen, you don't want to be different. So you kind of hide it. So that's what I did. But what we've realized is that kids helping kids and teens helping teens and even parents helping parents is the right approach for grief. It really makes an impact on your life when you can see it and meet someone else who's made it through to the other side, meaning that they're still standing, even after such a devastating loss like a parent when you're a child. I'm proof you can still make it in life. And that's what I want to bring to all the kids and families at Valerie's House.
Yeah, and it definitely stays with you. I mean, there are people and they're adults and they talk about what happened and so forth. But how did you actually come to have the hard building, and what were you doing before you did that in your business world?
I was a TV reporter and a journalist, way before podcasts were even invented.
Yeah.
It was really before the internet. I hate to say it, but no, there was the internet. It was the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s when I was a journalist, and I never really saw myself working with kids or opening up anything for children. I really was all about journalism and being a reporter and traveling, and never really thought I would do anything with my pain and my grief because frankly, I didn't tell anyone that my parent had died when I was young. Again, it was something I avoided because I didn't have the tools to talk about it when I was growing up. So I just stuffed it all. But what happened was I was living in West Palm Beach at the time, working closely with our friend over there who
Yes.
got elected for Congress that Lois and I both know. And I knew that there was a center for kids who had lost a loved one in West Palm Beach, and I went to visit. And this was in 2009, 2010. And someone said, you really could get involved because it's for kids who have lost a parent. And I said, well, what would that even look like? The concept was so foreign to me. What do you mean it's where children go
Yeah.
after they've lost someone?
Yeah.
It's like, is this going to be some, like, I just couldn't even visualize it until I walked in. And it was an old historic home in downtown Palm Beach County. And it was so beautiful and so comforting and light and full of hope. And I thought to myself, wow, what this wouldn't have done for my dad and I and my little sister if we would have had this in Fort
Yeah.
Myers, Naples area. And so the seed was planted at that point. And then when I moved back to my hometown in 2013, I said, let's do this because I noticed that it had been 25 years later and there just really wasn't anything in Southwest Florida at all on an ongoing basis for grief. I mean, there were other things.
Right.
Not for kids.
Yeah, but not necessarily. I had oftentimes heard that there were programs and support groups for adults, but usually they were older adults, maybe who their loved one
Lost a partner.
lost
Yeah.
a partner. But when just the thought of like a young family going through grief, it was something that a lot of people hadn't thought about before. And they said, I remember some of my early friends and supporters of Valerie's House might say something like, "Well, did that many kids lose a parent?" And I said, "Yeah." And so
Yeah.
every day you
Something was
see.
quick like a car wreck.
That's what I said. Every single day, there it is, in the newspaper, and you often wonder, okay, is there a family left behind? And chances are there is. And
So-
so that's a lot. There's a lot of kids that lose. Actually, 1 in 8 in our region will
Wow.
lose a parent
Wow.
or sibling. In Collier County alone, there's a little over 11,000 children grieving right now, and in Lee County, there's double that, about 25,000.
So
Wow.
starting this and doing this, did you find it therapeutic for yourself, helping you process that 1987 or the year that it happened? And has it taken you to a spot where you were able to process that a little better and see the rewards of what's going on, and elaborate a little bit, if you will, about the kid to kid mentorship that goes on with that, because that's
Okay,
that's
you got 3 questions in there. Did you
You-
get those?
you get. Sorry, that's the way I am this morning. Yeah,
It's great. Yeah.
too much caffeine.
That's
Telling you.
okay.
But
I'm recording it all right now
Okay.
as you're asking.
That's good.
It all kind of links together.
It does.
So, first of all, I've seen the kid to kid power of mentoring. I've also seen the adult to kid, adults like me who lost a child or a parent when we were young, our sibling, and now we're able to give back. So, as Lois said, a lot of the adults who come to volunteer for us were grieving children who are now in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and are saying, I never had this opportunity
Yeah.
and I want to give back. I want to be that adult in a child's life that says, I understand, I've been there, and here's how you're going to get through it. But the kid to kid mentoring is powerful. Most of our support groups are divided up by age. So you've got seventh and eighth graders together. Last night, I just led a group of fourth and fifth graders, 9 and 10-year-olds. There were 8 of them in the room with 2 or 3 of us adults. Usually a licensed therapist is in there as well, and a couple
Wow.
of volunteers. And they were talking about everything from what happens when you break down in the classroom. One little boy has lost his mom, says he was crying, and the teacher told him to stop. And he didn't know what to say to the teacher because the teacher didn't understand, And so we work a lot with the schools too, the Collier
To
County
explain that.
schools,
Yeah.
Lee County schools. We have partnerships with them that we try to train up the educators as well as to how to help a child when they return to the classroom, to know how to help, because a lot of times we just don't know what to say. And we think that, like you said, they're going to get over it, in a couple months, and that's just not going to happen. It's going to be
Right.
years and
Yeah.
years and
Yeah.
years. They'll never get over it. You learn how to live with it. And those are all the things that we're trying to teach at Valerie's house, not just within the doors of Valerie's house, but in the community. And yes, it has been very healing for me. No one ever talked about my mom after she died. Like many families, they just kind of move forward. And now I get to see her name everywhere I go. People oftentimes call me Valerie. They
Yeah,
think I am Valerie.
You're Valerie.
I said I'm Valerie's daughter, and that's a really powerful, sentence to say, because for so many years I didn't talk about my mom.
Wow. Well, that's, that calling it Valerie's house in honor of your mother, it's got to be powerful for you as
Mhm.
well, because now that it's like she has a space, and something that is in a very healing, positive environment. And that's beautiful that you did that, I think.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Now, when you first got started, you were in Fort Myers on, I forget the name.
Valor
Fowler
Street
Street,
downtown.
right?
Yeah. Actually, Avalon Place first. We had a couple of little homes first, and in the historic district there. Similar to downtown Naples, you've got some of these little historic, they're really old homes that
Mhm.
they've turned into like law offices and different
Right.
Right.
business, so it's zoned commercial. So we really found that the home and having a house where you're going,
Yes.
and walking into a space that feels like a family member's house is a game changer than walking into a clinical counseling center
Exactly.
Wow.
and feeling, like, why am I here? This is the last place I want to be.
Intimidating.
It's intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the home is a beautiful space. We have, big bright windows, and I
The
think
new place.
the new place.
In the new place. Okay.
Yeah, and then even the one in Naples too, it's like we have this room where it's punching bags. Sometimes they just want to, it's called the rage room. There's the photo right there. Sometimes all
Yeah,
we
pop
do
that up. Yeah.
all we do for the
Oh,
night
that's
is
awesome.
put some gloves on, and you could see even the little guy in the back, and I guess these kids are probably 5th grade here. And tonight we're going to talk about, all the things that make us angry, when it comes to our loss. And you know what? That's okay to be angry at
Normal.
life.
Exactly.
Sometimes they are angry at, if they believe in God, they might go, well, I'm mad at God.
Yeah.
And it's, we don't have all the answers for that for them. And we don't try to push that away. We say, feel that, and you will find your way through this. And they need to be together. I mean, that's the most important part, is every single one of those kids there in that photo have lost someone special to them, usually a parent. And more than anything, they're going to help each other out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's a shared energy,
Mhm.
and it's just like when someone has cancer or some kind of terminal. The more people that come, the more that people share that with that person and stuff like that, and share these types of things. That shared energy really makes a difference. And it's I'm not alone in this, number one, and that's powerful, to just from an eternal support kind of way to look at it. But the fact that you can get these kids into a room and they're all healing together. Do you find that these kids come out and they're friends
Mhm.
after this, and they stay in touch with each other, and now they're kind of in each other's lives as a support system
Forever. Yeah.
forever.
We've been going for 10 years now. We
So
celebrated our 10-year anniversary in January, and
Right.
some of those actually, they started maybe at 11, 12. They're in their 20s now. Several of them work for Valerie's House. I like to hire the participants, especially many of them are going off to getting degrees in mental health counseling and social work, and they wanna work for Valerie's House. They want to be the next CEO of Valerie's House. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to hand it off to you, and it's going to be sooner rather than later because you are the next generation of
Right.
what we're doing here. But yes, they become very close. We've even had some of the parents, because we have the groups for the adults as well. So while the kids are in their own groups, the adults meet as well, the widows and widowers. We've had some of them become one mom got remarried, and her maid of honor was a woman she met at the Valerie's House support group. So they become lifelong friends.
that's
They
amazing.
do life together,
Yeah.
and I like to say it's a ministry of sorts. It's not a religious based particularly, but if you think about the way that the church brings people together, and it's just a sense of love and community, and we meet you where you are, and that's got to be the way it's done with grief. Any other way is not going to work. You can't diagnose it, you can't give them a pill for it.
Yeah.
You just can't. It just doesn't work that way. It's grief is very complicated depending on what the relationship was like. Every one of those kids had a different relationship with their parent. They're all going to be feeling it differently. Maybe all the types of loss, how they died, and then who the child is, who the person is, even before that the parent died. That comes out, your personality and how you grieve. So all that's got to be met where it's at. You can't just put it in some sort of box and say we're all going to do this the
Tie
same.
it up with a bow and just
Yeah. Here's step 1, step 2, step 3.
it's
It
a
is very
process. I
fluid,
know.
organic for
Yeah.
sure.
Um, but so you still have the home,
Mhm.
Valerie's House in Naples, and you have a big new home.
Yeah. We have actually in Naples right now, we are joining forces with NAMI, the National Alliance for
nice.
Mental Illness.
Yes.
They have a
To get her in here.
huge building that they've given us in the evenings. So we're able to share. It's a bigger space. The space we had before Naples was too small. We were outgrowing it.
Yeah.
And so now our thought is we need something bigger in Collier County. Lee County, we started there. So we're a few years ahead in Lee. And now we have a huge home there. It's about 8,000 square feet. Again, they don't live there. Most of the kids who come to Valerie's House are living with the parent who's grieving with them,
Right.
or grandparents. They have a family member, but they're coming there after school, like a home away from home. And so that's been incredible. The county, Lee County, gave us the land to build the house on, and so we're in talks with the county of Collier County too now. We actually had a meeting with them yesterday about, what's available in the community, maybe some space or some land that we could either purchase at a good price or maybe could be donated to us. In Lee County, it's $1 a year land lease we have, but basically
Nice.
free.
Yeah.
So those are the things we're looking for to grow it, because we know that this is never going to end. There's always going to be more and more families who need this. And we know that if we can help them out at this age, wow, they're not going to be the kids down the line that might need help with addiction or
Yeah.
homelessness. Maybe at this age, yeah, this is where we can change. We can
Catch
change.
them.
We can
Right.
catch
Them
them.
before they.
Well, you have. Now they come full circle for you,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
exactly.
they're involved in each other's lives. They're involved in wanting to do, if not for you, help somewhere else as they get into mental illness or whatever it is. The it's got to be so rewarding for you as well. I mean, do you ever take a moment just to step back for a second and say, "Wow, look where this started in West Palm with a seed, and how I've generated this thing going," and it's just a moment to pat yourself on the back, but
Thank you.
it's really good work. It's necessary.
Yeah.
How does a family who's grieving find you?
Multiple ways. A lot of times by the time a family reaches out, they've said something like 3 or 4 people told us to reach out to Valerie's House, and then they finally had the courage to do it, because it takes a lot of courage to make the phone call,
Yeah. Oh,
to
sure.
reach out and ask for help, especially like many of our families, they've never asked for help before. They've never involved themselves in a nonprofit. Maybe they were donors to a nonprofit and now their family needs this. So it's, not easy to ask for help. It's a little scary to think about talking about your feelings with a group of people. But by the time they call us, several people have have said something to them, like, you should give it a try. The schools are a huge voice for us because that they're on the front
Yeah.
lines when the child might miss school
That's great. Yeah, that's a
because of
good
funeral or something. Yeah, it's like then the teacher might know what's going on and they might say, "Have you thought of Valerie's house?" You know, we also have groups in the schools in Collier County. So we're in about a dozen schools where we go in during the school day. We bring what we call Valerie's house in a box. So we like bring in a bin with all of our activities and materials and journals, and we might host a school group for kids at that particular school that have all lost someone.
Yeah, I was going through your pulling out some things I hadn't seen before, and I think that's what's that called? Wreck the Journal.
Just journal.
It's a Wreck-It journal, and it's just a fun way to wreck their feelings, their emotions, get it all down, and then we'll share about that. So that might be an activity for the night. Yeah, we do all kinds of things that are just getting them to talk and be creative with their feelings and emotions.
Yeah, that was really cute. And your rooms that you have, are they still sort of similar to what when the
Yeah.
one? Yeah. Oh man, that it was.
Let's decorate our Naples house. Let's not forget
Yeah.
about
Oh
that.
yeah. Well, that was.
You came in, I think that's how we first met. You were like all just so supportive with your creativity and the outdoor.
There was somebody that wasn't being nice to you on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I called you and said, "What's going on here?"
Yeah.
I said, "I got you 6."
Thank you so
And I
much.
just started flooding Facebook with all this great this.
People don't understand
Yeah.
the need, and sometimes they don't understand what we're doing here. You know, they might go, "Well, why is that needed?" You
I
know?
cannot
Yeah.
imagine a human being looking at something like what you're talking about in any way or capacity, have a mental thought
Mhm.
that this is what is this? Why are we doing this? And
Mhm.
maybe they've been fortunate enough in life to not see tragic stuff happen to them
Yeah,
personally,
Mhm.
and don't know anyone that's had something happen to them. But
that's
I
hard to
cannot
believe.
even,
Yeah.
yeah, I cannot even imagine the thought process where that would even be part of it. Is there, so you were turned on to this in West Palm,
Mhm.
and it kind of similar to what you're doing
Mhm.
in a curriculum kind of set. Is
Yes.
there more nationally? Is there people that do this on a larger scale? What's your goal with this? Is it just localize it, or do you see it?
You're in several cities.
We're in several cities across the state now.
Nice.
We're in Charlotte County and then Pensacola now has a Valerie's house up in the panhandle of Florida. These centers are all over the country now. The concept is really spreading.
Wow.
Taps. Do you
Yeah,
interface with Taps?
we connect with TAPS out of Tampa. That's their home base there. That work with families, Gold Star families. We have some Gold Star families at Valerie's house too, meaning that they lost a loved one active duty. We know that this concept just works. So when we go to our National Alliance for Children's Grief, which will be in June in San Antonio, there'll be about 500 of us there.
Wow.
Wow.
So
When is that?
that's in June. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna be there. We're actually presenting this year. We've been asked to present several years. We're the fourth largest children's bereavement center in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Comes to number of kids and
Wow. That's
we
amazing.
see about 500 kids a month and parents.
Let's put up, you have a soiree
Mhm.
coming.
Mhm.
Every year you have a soiree.
Yep.
And I know you're just getting ahead of the curve here, but that's kind of what the new house, well, it is what the new house looks
Yeah,
like.
that's the Fort Myers house right there. It's
Awesome.
so beautiful and so fun and it's exactly how it looks from the outside, but when you walk inside, every room is just so meaningful and every little cushion we put on the floor and teddy bear in the room and it's all just even the teen room is full of couches and kind of like a lounge. Every area.
Everything is, it's just, you walk in, you just, everything's more jaw
Yeah.
dropping than the next because it's so cute and so creatively engaging.
Yep. And that's
With intent.
yes.
Done with
Oh,
intent.
totally, totally.
And to
Like
get it.
like the pow pow room.
Yeah, yeah.
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 You can get in there if you want,
Oh,
Lois.
I'd love to do
We
that.
all need it.
Except I don't want to
Sure
break
do.
the house. Yeah, we
I'll
definitely
be there Sunday.
Yeah.
Really.
Some of the parents have gone in there before too. They're without question, we might be in a support group of the moms
Yeah.
or dads, and they're like, "Can we hit that room before we leave?" We're like, "Heck yeah, you can. Let's go
Go.
on in there."
Take it.
It's
Take it.
awesome.
But yes, the Sunset Soiree is November 12th of 20, and that's Thursday coming up later this year. It'll be our signature gala for the whole region from Marco Island all the way up to Port Charlotte. Everyone kind of meets there in the middle in Fort Myers at our property, and we're on an acre of land. So instead of like picking a hotel or doing something like that where the expenses are high, we bring it to the main headquarters there,
Yes.
to the property, give people a sense of what we do. They can take tours, and then we have a big dinner and a cocktail party, and all the money is raised for our community's grieving children. So if that's
That's
something
terrific.
to be a part of, please let us know. Go to our website to find out more.
And that website is
Valerie'sHouse.org.
Valerie'sHouse.org. And you're on all the social media,
Yes, we are.
Facebook, and
We're growing our TikTok right now. It's adorable. We have 2 of our Valerie's House teens who have taken the lead on it. We got one that is like 4,000. I know, I'm sorry. I think it's like 10,000 likes now and like 100,000 views. It was something so simple because no one understands TikTok, right? Unless you're that age.
Yeah.
It was like this little girl at Valerie's house on Monday night, and she had tied her shirt. She had her Valerie's House t-shirt on. She's probably 8. She put it like in a knot. You know how we do that? And we asked her, "Oh, we love your shirt. How did you tied it like that?" And she said, "My mom taught me." And her mom's the one who died. And her dad said, "Yeah, her mom taught her how to tie her shirts like that." And you kind of pull it up, when it's
Yeah,
a
it looks
big
nice.
t-shirt, kind of tie it around your waist, kind of cute. And so we just got this little snapshot of her going, and this is what my mom showed me to do. She tied the shirt. That thing is gone
Correct.
viral out there, So the fun thing is the TikTok channel, because that's where we're reaching the younger people.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
that may not even ever come to Valerie's house. We
Yeah.
want to make grief just part of the conversation. A lot of the stuff they put out there might be even kind of like dark humor, but that's just kind of how the kids
That's how some people deal
talk
with
about it.
that.
Yeah.
This
So
process it's independent to each person.
it
You know,
is.
and each person has their own way of dealing with any kind of loss or some kind of
Mhm.
trauma that comes to them. But again, I just go back to, man, just the outlets you have, the support that you have. Man, it's truly amazing,
Yeah.
and I'm an old man now, so I've seen plenty of friends that have lost parents along the way or different people, and I know a couple of them. I just thinking to myself, one guy in particular I know, but I wish they had that, and so, um, where do you see yourself going with this? Or is this a forever thing for you? Is this I've done my time, I'm gonna hand it over kind of thing? What it's hard to kill that passion
Yeah, I know.
and something you birthed.
Always be involved in some way with Valerie's house. I'll always be a board member. I'll always be there. But there will be a time, and I believe it will be a Valerie's house family member, probably one of the teens that I have mentored up, who will take this on and take it to a whole nother level. But I'm in it right now. We do have a large staff. We have lots of therapists on the team. It started with just one person, and now we have 25 people on the team.
Wow.
Wow.
Over the 3 locations,
Are
and
these volunteers?
they're paid staff now.
Paid staff.
Yeah, so we have
Awesome.
6 therapists. We have a volunteer coordinator. We have a schools coordinator. And we're really able to bring people on, and just to outreach. So it isn't all me any longer. There's no way I could probably survive if it was still me
No.
at this level.
No.
Because when we started, we only had 20 kids,
Mhm.
and now we have, like I said, almost 500 a month. So and growing, so we know that there will always be opportunity to grow. It's just smart growth. I never want to give up the quality of what we do. It's very intimate, the setting that we have
That's powerful.
created. So to double that number, I'm not sure what the quality would look like. So I think we just have to be very careful, like with any business owner who's watching, with growth. We are a business. It's a business of helping people, but the moves that you make and the decisions you make are, they're calculated,
Yeah,
and
business centric.
it's a business centric, and to survive, especially when you're a homegrown grassroots startup,
Yeah.
you've got to be really careful with your decisions. And we've made some that have been great decisions, and we've made some decisions that I may not do over again if I had the chance. And that's just part of running something from the
Any
ground up.
Yeah. Sure.
Learned a lot of lessons along the way.
Of course. Of course. Hopefully you learned a lesson.
You back again. We've got to
Okay.
get our other 2 guests, but I'm just so thrilled to introduce your new, well, it's not new, but what you've been doing. It's so great to see you again. And
Very nice to meet you.
yes, and we're definitely going to have you back on just to kind of keep us updated on all the things that are going on.
I'd love to. Thank you for this podcast. I love the 239, being born and raised in 239. Actually, before 239, it was 813.
Yeah.
It's the original area code here. We had the same one as Tampa. So I remember those days.
Okay.
But I really appreciate what you guys are doing for the community. And Lois, I will never forget your kindness and your generosity all
Yeah,
those years
painting
ago.
that thing we wasn't supposed to
Yeah.
be written on.
You were the wall of the house. Yeah.
Right.
Lois likes to push it a little bit. You know that, but that's what makes her fun.
Yeah.
And I'm right there alongside with you. So we together.
And I'm
That's how
on
you
the
get
way home and she calls me, oh my God, they're so mad about this. I'm like,
She painted. So on the house itself, she decided she wanted to paint, and we didn't own it. We were just renting it.
Yeah.
She decided she wanted to paint like everyone's signature to sign.
it's like a chalkboard you
Yeah.
can do.
On
within
the-
a fence.
It was incredible. And the mayor was there. I mean, because for our grand opening, everyone was signing it. And then the owner of the house was like, I didn't give you permission for that. Hence why we want to own, not rent,
Yeah,
right? Because
exactly.
we had all these creative ideas. But Lois, yeah, her mind was always thinking like, how are we going to make this place loving and warm?
Yeah,
And
fun.
I will never forget all your
Oh,
you
you're
for
welcome.
so many of us. But
Lois,
thank you guys for having me on.
of course, I'm
Thank you, dear.
convinced Lois is a clone.
Yeah.
Lois is everywhere. I keep saying it, but
How did she do it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have no idea. I have no idea.
All right, baby. Thank you so
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're going to do our sponsors now, and while we bring up our next guest, and it's so great to see you.
Yes, you too.
Mwah.
See you soon. It was nice
Thank you.
meeting
Very nice to
Yeah.
meet you as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got a sponsors, baby girl.
Let's
Oh,
do some sponsors.
oh,
Mighty Dog Roof.
Mighty Dog Roofing. We may as well do
He's,
Mighty Dog
he's
Roofing.
in the house.
And they're always one of the first ones to say, hey,
First was degree, and now he's in the house today. That's a beautiful thing.
we'll do 617 first.
Let's
We're
do
gonna-
it.
Mighty Dog's going to be hanging and chatting and go ahead and finish. Let's do the Supreme Auto.
Supreme Auto.
JR are so
They are.
great to have you as a sponsor.
Devote.
Vote Cadillac and Formula One. Three Palms Legal. I think Kevin just had his
Did.
wills and trusts and
Yeah.
all that stuff done. So thank you for sponsoring and being and doing the good work that you do, because we all need that.
100%.
Checked our money from Uncle Sam.
Hot yoga. Torch.
Torch Hot Yoga. What a great job they do in Amherst Roofing. Thank you, Mr. Amherst Roofing. And
And we're back.
we are back
Next guest.
with a wonderful gentleman. I mean, you had so much on your resume. I actually had to, when I was getting dressed, put on the iPhone to read it to me, so I could hear about everything that you do. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, Jimmy Espo, right?
Yes.
Jimmy, and the 617. Is that you still have the name of that company?
Yeah. So the 617 Event Group is our parent company. I'm from Boston. My parent company is still up in Boston, and it is still our largest branch.
Nice. Adele, did you hear that? He's from Boston.
Boston.
Someone who watches it.
I know.
I know. Well, I saw you last night at a very special event.
Yeah, it was a nice time for Pat's homecoming.
Right.
We had a great time. Yep.
Had a great time. Looked like a lot of fun.
Yep.
Well, I think, wait a minute, that was the thing that I love is how you got started.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
My,
I love your first grips were your parent.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah. Oh God bless my mom. She was the greatest. She would carry speakers. She would
Oh, yeah.
help me load the
Oh,
car.
wow.
I had my dad's still alive, thank God, but I had the most supportive parents you could ever imagine.
That's important,
Yeah.
especially when you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a lot of people believing you.
Yeah, and my dad was just big into music. We weren't.
Yeah.
One was a musician in my family that didn't come from that. Just we used to drive around in the old Crown Victoria, and he would have the 50s and 60s stuff playing on it, and I grew up with that music.
Sound.
Yeah. So that's what got me into it. Just always having music in the house.
So what? So you just started playing little gigs, small gigs, and how did you really branch into 617?
Yeah, so it
239.
It all started with a good friend's Sweet 16. He was having a birthday party, and I was like, "Hey, we have a big stereo in the house. Dad's got a lot of cassettes. We're gonna throw a party. I'll bring the speakers, and that's as simple as it sounds. That's exactly how it started. Yeah.
That's
It
as
just-
grassroots.
That's
Right.
about as
Yeah.
Right.
and I had fun doing it. I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
this would be fun. Let's do it for someone else's party. Hey, Dad, can I use the speakers for this one? Hey,
Yeah.
Dad, can I use the speakers
Yeah.
for this one? Hey, why don't we just get a pair of speakers, Jimmy? Because I'm
Yeah.
sick of you carrying
They're my speakers and not
scratching them up and scratching the car." And it all kind of grew from there. I would do a lot of stuff at church, a lot of the church parties, the evening dinner dances and stuff like that, and doing all the line dances with all the old ladies and having a good time. We had a blast, and that's how I really did grow up, even with my first events, with all of that classic music. So it really helps me doing in the business that I'm in now, where my primary business is weddings and private events, where we have such a great just range of music. Like somebody that's still on the younger side, but knows all of the old music. It really helps, and that's just the way that I grew up with that music.
Well, you don't, while you are a DJ, you don't just see yourself as a DJ. You have a different, you have a encompassing vision for your company.
Well, I think the DJ is what everyone sees as like the fun part, right? Or like
Right.
oh, this is cool. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. And I do it because I'm good at it. But I think what I love is actually like the business side of it. And also just like the feel that we bring to like what we give that day, and that vibe that we give, and that happiness that what we do brings to wherever we're doing it.
And listen, I've been in Southwest Florida many, many years, and that's been my business, right? Events, hospitality.
Yep.
And while it is hard work, and it is hard work, in case you didn't know, throwing a party is hard work.
Yeah.
But it's something that is so rewarding for me, even still in my age and what I'm doing with it. And so when you come up, do you put the whole thing together, the concept of the party? Does that music match that party? I mean, is it the whole thing you look at and go, let me tell you how I envision this event for yourself?
Yeah, and that really matters. You know, people can throw a party and just throw stuff together, and it will still might be a good time,
Right.
but there's no cohesive to that party.
Right.
There's nothing, there's no glue that holds it all together
Right.
that gives that true experience. And when you go to an event like that, and everything is so well put together, and one event or one piece of the event flows nicely to the next, and one act comes on, and then it's, flows right into the next one, and everything just feels perfectly, and things are where they're supposed to, the bathrooms where they're supposed to be, the food is where they're supposed to be, everything just kind of works.
Yeah.
It's a different experience that you give to
Yeah.
that client or to that audience. And I think that's the biggest part that I really love, is creating those experiences, not just being the person playing the music, but actually helping to design that experience from the beginning to the end of the client.
Dude, you
You're
are talking my
strategist.
language.
Yeah, you're more of a strategist. You have to really
You are
first
talking my
strategize. Yeah.
language. I love that. I love that whole concept of having a person that says, "Hey, I want to do a birthday party. Let's see how big of a party you want," and help them reimagine something that they didn't even think they wanted to do.
Most people don't
Yeah.
realize how much goes into it, or how much can go into it.
Right.
Okay, let's just, get some food, get some booze, play some music. But if we actually put some thought into it ahead of time,
100%.
you just give your guests such a different experience, one that they're never going to forget.
100%.
And people may not always appreciate the whole strategy, the vision, and because we try to do that here. We try to set up a little formula. So we set up the dates and fun things that are happening and try to tie it back in
Mhm.
with our guest.
Mhm.
That's how I write. I write these, like a historical thing, and then I try to bring it to the present. But even if they don't get it, you still have to do it that way because that's how you're wired.
Absolutely, yeah. Sometimes the event only calls for X amount of effort, or X amount of pieces that will go through it.
Yeah.
We're still going all the way. This is just the only way we know how to do it.
It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I don't have like I'm not sure if I can say this on air, but a half-ass type of way to do
We're
things.
a podcast. Let it rip.
There we go.
Yeah.
I don't have that. You get all of me, or honestly, just call someone else. It's not the way.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
I love it.
How long have you been? When did you come to Naples?
I moved here with my girlfriend Lauren. We moved down here just 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years next month.
So how do you find Boston different from Naples? Sorry.
Oh boy,
Kids and Dale.
we need a whole separate.
Be
podcast.
careful.
Oh no, we need a whole separate podcast for this one.
Uh,
There isn't one thing about this town that I don't love. This was the most perfect place for me to live. People say, "Oh, I wish I found it sooner." I think I found it the perfect time in my life. It was like just right for me when we found it. Everything is different.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything is different, from just the mindset, the happiness. No matter where you go, people are just good morning, how are you, good afternoon. Like that doesn't happen in the big city. I know it didn't happen where I grew up, and I wasn't just from Boston. I lived in the city. I would grow up there my whole entire life in Boston. We always say like Boston is 1 hour away from Boston because you can't go anywhere there. There's so much traffic. Everyone's in a bad mood, but I'm still a true Boston guy at heart. I do love my city. But this is where I live now. This is home.
Yeah, it is people think Naples, oh, it's such a sleepy little village. Well, it kind of passed that a long time ago.
Long
And
Let
time
them
ago.
think whatever they want.
Yeah,
We have
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
stay up there. We're good.
But
Yeah.
the concentration of energy, the creative energy, and the hustle and bustle within this small dynamic, it's huge.
Yeah, we are our own bubble within Florida and within the U.S. Like this Naples really is its own little slice of heaven.
Yes, and
It's a bubble. Both my kids grew up here, right, and born here. And as they start to get out of high school, go to college, you start doing your college tours, and you have to say, "Look, Naples is a bubble, okay?
The rest of the
We-
world
we
is
know
kind of
these
like
things,
this.
it's going to be different. It's going to be unique, and that's what is beautiful about it all and everything. But it's definitely this little bubble. So, when you got here and you started trying to break into the event business, how did you do that? Was it just start DJing first, and then realizing, hey, I can maybe do
A
this?
little bit of that together. So the whole idea was kind of getting out of the working in my business and getting away so I could work more on my business. And that was like, I think that's what everyone's dream
Right.
is. And sometimes, so most of the time, never really works out like that.
Right.
So I came down here with the idea of I'm going to just run my business remotely, do lots of traveling back and forth, and I need to be on site up in the Boston area for events. And then I ran into a local DJ here, Brian Marino, DJ Riffic, who's on 105.5. And he's a Boston kid.
Mhm.
And we clicked and we says, hey, why don't we do something cool here? And I'm like,
Right.
oh, here we go. I thought I was retiring.
No such luck, man.
And now, that there are two different branches that we have down here. We're born, which is the 239 DJs, which is like our private events, weddings, which is again always my primary focus in my business, and then Harmony Event Company, which is for
that's called what?
Harmony. And
Okay.
that branch of that is basically for restaurants, lounges, clubs, where we come in and kind of consult on how the music should be, how we can change the different vibe or the different stigma that your location has, as small as just creating curated playlists for the restaurants and lounges just to play versus the music services they can subscribe to, which are kind of generic,
Right.
all the way up to, of course, putting our staff and doing some work with like design and lighting in the areas to just up the different experience that they give.
Interesting. So it's almost like reimagining a space.
Yeah,
in a very in a way that it matters to someone. They react to it without knowing they're reacting to it.
It's
Subliminal.
Subliminal.
bars and restaurants. There's so much more to the experience than just the food and the drink.
100%.
And a lot of people just they're hyper focused on what their job is, and they are not able to take a step back and actually look at it as a whole, from a whole, or look at it from the client's view. From the patron's view of kind of what that space needs. And I feel like, when Lauren and I go out to eat almost every night. We're patrons everywhere around town. We are everywhere at all times. We get to see the different side of it,
Right.
and come with the background that I have from working in all these different venues all across the country. Hey, we can provide something here that's kind of seems like there's a little bit we're missing this small piece, and it's not a huge project. This is some different things you can do, and here are the tools to do it. That's what we're giving a shot at, and so far, it's being received.
Obviously, focus more with independent. Because corporate's a whole other.
It is and it isn't, though. There are ways to work with it, and
Interesting.
because even the corporate, a lot of the stores do have they do have a little bit of control over their local, especially on the music side.
Gotcha.
So and again, it has to change, and sometimes with the corporate places, they just get lumped into this is what we do. But we're not in Chicago. We're not in New York, right? We need to do what we do here in this town, in this part of the country. So that's kind of where we're gearing towards when we go towards the corporate side.
Interesting.
I like the quote when he gave us his bio. He said I had to put a new ream of paper in to print this information.
Kevin told me just send everything. Just send everything.
I'm harassing you, but it's just no, that gives us a lot of background, a lot of
Absolutely.
information. But I love the statements. What I want Naples to know is simple. I'm not here to drop in, spend, and disappear. I'm here to build.
Yeah, this is not just a fly by night. I'm gonna go play music at your party and leave. Like I really do want to not just make a difference, but leave a difference here. And people can know, like, hey, yeah, we're doing something really cool because of these guys. Or Jimmy made a small little change in our establishment, and wow, like everything is different now. And then if that's an impact, or people call it like a legacy to leave, that's what I'm interested in.
Good with that. I believe there's some of your
Oh yeah.
fam.
So that's my my daughter Casey, and that's my girlfriend Lauren.
Oh, very
Nice.
nice. Which one's your daughter?
So now we're getting into that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Casey,
I'm just saying that's a compliment.
Casey's in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. And
You
Lauren,
know,
my
too
girlfriend,
bad you
is
don't
on
look
the side.
happy right there.
Not at
Oh,
all,
look
right?
at that. Good Lord.
So that was at sales,
Yeah.
and that was my birthday this past year.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. You're like a grinning like a mule eating briars. That is.
Two favorite people in the whole world.
Oh yeah, you can tell their house.
Oh yeah.
That. Well, if someone, we're going to have you back on because you do a lot of different things. Like I loved watching you last night. I couldn't go that's my tennis. I don't give up Thursdays for anybody. That's my tennis, 5 to 7. That's my big thing to get out. So how do they get in touch with you? And
Yeah, so easiest way is going to be direct on Instagram at Jimmy Espo, and Jimmy is Jimmie, not with the Y. Where IE, my mom wanted to be fancy with it, and I'm happy that she did. That's always the easiest way. Instagram is super simple. Our main company website, easy way, the 617eventgroup.com, and all of our other brands are all underneath that. So every piece of that you can get through right from that one website and right from my Instagram as well.
Oh, very nice. And so that Harmony is that. Where did I write that down? I wrote something about Harmony.
Harmony is our restaurant and lounge branch. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got that. That's the one that does.
So is that the main focus of your company right now? Just
It's gonna be
strategically going after
down
that?
here.
Okay.
Yes, it's our main focus down here. Our private event side is also will always be like the bread and butter of what we do, right?
Right.
Of just coming in and producing beautiful events for people, whether they're weddings or corporate galas and things like that. But the focus here, my primary focus of what I put my time in is mostly on the Harmony side. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's
It's challenge. That's challenging, man. You know, it's
It's all about the right people at the right time, and I'm learning. Like
Boy.
patience is something that I never really learned that, Mom. But I'm learning it with this piece, and it really is about it's not about jumping in. It's about sitting, waiting, shaking the right hand, saying the right thing at the right time, and we're gonna be okay.
such is life, bro.
Yeah,
Alright.
you're gonna see us around a lot. You're gonna see us around a lot.
Well,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for Naples loves music. Let's forget it.
they love a
Naples
party.
loves
Naples
music
loves a
and
party. Naples loves a party.
That's what it was
And
about.
we are going to be throwing lots and lots of parties here in
You
Naples.
keep us
Well, Jimmy,
apprised of
we
everything you
need
do.
communication
Yeah.
as well.
I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Your people call his people.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish
I don't have enough people. So it's people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
So
Thank you,
much.
everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. And happy birthday, Kev.
Happy birthday.
Kev.
Kev.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, we got a round of applause.
Yeah.
She having applause. Okay, I'm gonna
Nice
do
to
that.
meet you, brother. Yeah, man.
Yeah, bye love. Bye love. Man,
Wow.
he's so cute. Yeah. While we're bringing our next guest up, let's throw up the Luann Malone flyer so we can put that up and promote that a little bit for her. 'Cause she needs 10 more tickets sold.
Jimmy had good energy. I like people with energy.
Oh yeah, he's got seriously good energy. Here we go, full throttle.
Boom.
Can you make that a little bit bigger? There we go.
There it is.
Elevate, restore, and inspire. It's the one she was talking about the other day is just going to be an amazing experience where you begin with guided yoga flow by Yoga Naples, Yoga 6 Naples.
Women centric, I see.
Definitely women centric, and they're raising money to give. Each ticket price that's $100 goes to the Shelter for Spouse Abuse, and is followed by a restorative sound bath. Now I've never heard that
wow.
about that.
It's
Well, you know what that, of course, it's
frequency.
music. Oh yeah.
Frequency.
I mean, I love when I'm in the
Bombarding
mood. I have my music up
Yeah.
loud, and I like to immerse
Well,
myself
you
in
know,
it.
most music is recorded in an unhealthy frequency. Did you know that?
I can understand it. Makes
They-
people
it was-
cray cray.
Back real quick. Back in the day, all the pianos in the world were tuned independently, right? And when they came in, they said, you know what, we need to make sure that all the music is the same, people can enjoy it the same, and they reimagined it and tuned it to an unhealthy frequency, basically. And the old composers, Beethoven and stuff, they would literally lay across their pianos and feel that frequency in them
Right.
and write that note and do that. And I can't even imagine. I just would like to be a fly on the wall to see that process.
Yes. Yeah.
But a lot of artists have now redone their albums in healthy frequencies
Isn't that great?
for the
I mean,
music.
we've always kind of, well, people who live in that world know that,
Yeah.
and you can just feel that come
You
through.
can.
Absolutely,
100%.
totally. So that's really great
Yeah.
that they do that. Okay, so we have the immersion in the bath, immerse yourself in intentional wellness experience and elevate lifestyle activities. I'm trying to read this. I'm doing this to test myself. At the end of the what does it say? Exceptional, whatever. Anyway, it's going to be there you go. Automobiles and private. Oh, that's right. That's up down at the Naples Jet Center.
Oh,
So they're
okay.
going to have jets and they're going to have
They do
special
like the whole
cars.
hanger thing.
Yeah, yeah. So they're going to really. That's what she meant by that. I'm sorry, darling. I can't see.
Only 100 spots.
No,
So
right, and we only 10
sure it'll
left,
go.
and that money goes to, like I said, shelter for spouse abuse. That's what your
That
thing's going to. Yeah, there you go.
100%.
Going
Yeah.
to that. So
I'm so glad to see them continue to get support
yes, yeah,
because their mission and what they do is
yes, it's such a wonderful thing. And it's
great.
again hosted at Naples Jetport. That's tomorrow from 9:30 to 11. I know that's on there somewhere. But be there, be square. You can do the QR code. I'm going to put it on my Facebook page so you'll have it. Or look up Luann Malone. She will have it. Luann Malone Fisher. I knew her when she was a kid, Luann Malone.
You guys have known each other forever.
Forever. Yeah.
Tennis.
That's it. That's the way it goes.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So there we go. Thank you. And we are very excited to have one of our sponsors on. He's
Absolutely.
not only one of our sponsors, but he's also the first person that usually
Says good morning.
says good morning.
I like
We have
Say good morning to you guys.
Absolutely.
Hi, Jimbo. Hi, Lois.
Hello, how are you doing?
Nice to see
Mighty
you guys.
Dog Roofing
Mighty Dog Roofing in the house.
is in the house.
Hey, there's some.
I've got some extra applause over here. Yay.
Great job out there.
Huh?
I love the quick.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So how we doing?
good.
Everything's great. So I want to give a couple of shout outs this morning.
Go ahead.
Happy
Let it
birthday,
rip.
Kev.
Kevin?
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Welcome home, Pat Jira.
Yeah.
Pat.
Welcome home, Pat. And on National Siblings Day, I'd like to give a shout out to my brother, Andrew Cooper, who we lost from his 9/11 illnesses. He's
Oh.
both my brother and I were World Trade Center survivors, both times, both attacks. And my brother succumbed to his World Trade Center toxic air exposure in 2020.
Wow.
So
So you worked in the building?
I was in both buildings, both blasts, as a commodities trader on the New York Mercantile Exchange.
Shut up.
Yeah. And in 93, we were in 4 World Trade Center in the building. And in 01, I was in 300 Vesey Street, right across the street, 1,000 yards to the site.
Wow.
And
You actually in the building when it hit? Or
no, we were across the street,
Yeah.
which is
Oh, oh,
financial center.
right.
I'm a 2-time World Trade Center survivor.
That's amazing.
And a cancer survivor from 9/11 illnesses.
Wow.
And I'm clear to talk about it and pass my brother's memory on forever.
Please.
He was
Absolutely.
a legend, my brother. A complete
Absolutely.
legend. So yeah.
Well,
What did your brother do?
he was a commodities trader like me
Keep
on the New York Mercantile Exchange. We were precious metals commodity traders, like in the movie Trading Places,
Yeah.
where they've got their hands in the air, yelling and
yeah,
screaming.
yeah.
Yeah, and my brother was a legend. He's the one who got me my first job down there.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Yeah, in
That's amazing.
1987, I started the summer of '87.
Wow. What have you visited the site?
I was there. I was there the whole time watching them rebuild the Freedom Tower from ground up.
Because you were in that building,
I
right?
was
So she
back
could-
6 days later, breathing in the air. They never cleaned the vents in our building, and that's why we all are sick.
Oh my word.
Wow.
I could go on this for hours, but we want to just
Yeah.
Mighty Dog Roofing as
No,
well.
My Dog Roofing. That's
Yeah,
another-
but not just to let you know,
September. Yeah.
there are 4 times as many office workers and residents that are sick from 9/11 exposure than there are responders. And the responders, what they did, thank you very much.
God
They're
bless.
amazing.
Yes.
But there's more of us between students that were at Stuyvesant High School, the elementary schools, the Wall Street workers, the office workers, and the residents who are sick from toxic air exposure from post 9/11.
Wow. And is that, do they directly correlate that with 9/11?
100%. My form of cancer that I contracted after 9/11 is a medullary thyroid cancer. It's 1 in a million chances of getting it. There was 16 confirmed cases in ground zero area. My
Wow.
best friend I worked with, he had male breast cancer. It's 1 in a million chances of getting male
Yeah,
breast cancer.
right.
There's 22 of them in ground zero area.
That's not a
Okay.
coincidence.
No, so and it's documented. They know it. They honored it. They put us on their medical plan for life. But
Yeah.
Bless.
thank you to my brother.
As it gets closer
Absolutely.
to 9/11,
Yeah, we'll come back and we'll
I
talk
have,
about it.
I have several friends that were involved in that, and that's just
So from there to Naples.
I went from Wall Street to your street.
Yeah.
that we're located. No, seriously.
Wall Street to your street.
Oh
where your
my
roofing
God.
company is.
I love it.
So in 2022 I retired, came down here. We're going to figure out what my wife and I were going to do. I'm a little young to retire, so I needed to do something besides play golf 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And my wife, she's
Husband did that too.
been married for 38 years. And we said, let's
Wow.
move to luxury and lap of luxury and relax. And 3 months into it, my buddy bought Mighty Dog Roofing, said, not so fast. I need your help.
So fast, my
Yep.
friend.
So
Yeah.
here we are. We became probably one of the biggest roofers here in Southwest Florida.
What year was that again?
In 2022, Mighty Dog Roofing opened up in 2023, January 1st, and we were off and running.
Wow.
Wow, you really are.
That's a quick climb.
Yes, we're a nationwide roofing company, but we're locally owned here. We cover from Everglades City, because I love that.
Oh,
Northern
that's
Indiana,
fabulous.
all the way up to the Sarasota line, and then our Sarasota team takes over from there. We have a Mighty Dog Roofing in every county in Florida.
Oh, really?
Are you kidding?
We're nationwide.
Wow.
So we were ranked 20th this year out of all roofing companies in the United States in revenue by Roofing Contractor Magazine.
Wow.
Yeah, we did almost $248 million in business this year, our company as a whole.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
80% residential, 20% commercial.
I was just about to ask that. Yeah.
We're a different animal. We're not like
Yeah,
I don't want to, well, I could say because they're legends in the Crowther Roofing is, when you want to build a skyscraper,
Right.
those are the kind of roofers you go to for that.
Right.
But we're mostly residential, and we've taken over Naples because we're doing things differently. We're a complete opposite of the old roofing theory.
How so?
Drone scan technology and innovative roofing solutions.
Drone.
We are roofers
Yes,
for
I
the
do
future.
remember that.
People just want to come in and sell you what you have on your house, and in 20 years,
Right.
hopefully that it's still going to be like the same.
Right.
We want to make your house a 50-year roof or a 100-year roof. And we have the products and the innovation now in the industry to do that.
You are taking the words off my tongue. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you at Paradise Coast 2 years ago for a soccer game?
We support FC Naples, and also I forgot to tell you another important role that I am. I'm an ambassador for the Naples Chamber of Commerce.
I think I met you guys. I think you were there
Yeah.
because you were the first one to have drones.
Yes.
Yeah, we met because they were doing veterans things.
There's only 20 of me in Naples and only one of me in this world.
You're a Lois. You are a clone again.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Yeah.
I aspire to be a Lois.
Yeah. We
Okay,
all.
thanks. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we did meet you because I was just remembered that. And I'm thinking you're the
Yeah.
only person that
We
does
don't walk
drone.
on roofs. We have drone scan technology. We have thermal heat detection on our drones. You could see a hairline crack and you could tell where the leaks are with our drone scans. You never need to get on a roof ever again. Anybody who shows up to your house without a
Oh my
drone
God, I
is
gotta
not
tell,
the guy for you.
I gotta tell my
But-
neighbor.
Man.
And we have roofing solutions for the future. So it's not about just fixing your roof and putting a new roof on your house. It's about what you want that house to be like in 50 years from now. Or do you want to be able to sell that house in 25 years when you're too old to stay in the house? Or if you're not comfortable, you want to just sell the house.
Right.
The biggest problem now in Naples in Southwest Florida is, and you could ask any real estate agent because the first question is, how old is your roof?
That's always the question.
Now, if you bought your house 20 years ago and it was built 20 years ago, probably sure that you have a 30-pound felt underlayment system on your house. I don't want to bore everybody with roofing stuff,
That's okay.
but that was made out of cloth paper and 15,000 nails to
Right.
hold that on your roof.
Right. Right.
Eventually, the weather
Right.
here, when it rains so much, is going to eat through it.
Yeah.
New innovative solutions. It's a new code. It's a peel and stick vaporized roofing underlayment system.
So obviously, Collier County, Southwest Florida, South Florida, and all of Florida, but South Florida specifically with the hurricane codes and building codes, Do you have a different technology to tackle that goes into that when you're planning that out? And how does your roof differ from a normal roof for a hurricane?
Okay,
Because I think that's important to people.
so the most important thing now about building your house for a hurricane is the underlayment system. Okay, 90% of during hurricanes, the roof doesn't blow off; the materials blow off.
Mm,
When the materials blow off, that's in the old days, you're getting a leak because there was felt paper.
Right.
With the peel and stick underlayment, that peel and stick becomes direct to deck, and that roof deck doesn't come off.
right.
So that underlayment can go 180 days exposure without anything on top of it. And then you throw those tiles on top or a metal roof. You can design those metal roofs to withstand 180 to 200-mile-an-hour winds now.
Wow.
And we're doing that. We just did a house in Fort Myers Beach. It was a 9,000 square foot monster house.
Wow.
And he said, I want it. He's 80 years old. He goes, I want a roof that could withstand 200 miles an hour.
Because they just went through that.
He did not care about the money. He did a little bit, but he wanted that specific roof, and we could design that. It's out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So drone technology, is that something specific to you guys, or is that something that came to you? Is there
So that's my business model for Mighty Dog Roofing, and that came from our corporate. We need to be different than everybody else.
right?
Yeah, no,
There's
you got
1,000 state registered roofing companies in Florida.
I know there is.
And I'll throw one more number out there. There's only 800 Owens Corning certified platinum installers in the United States, and we're one of them.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by having such a big backing from our company, we have vendor buying power to keep our prices lower, to keep residents interested in our prices.
hmm
Will we be the lowest and cheapest? Never. We're never going to be the cheapest roofer
Right.
because you get me through the whole process.
Yeah. So it's a bonus.
Yeah.
What you're saying is it comes with a bonus.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oversight
Absolutely.
and, honesty and integrity. And that's how I said, I will help you open up Mighty Dog Roofing if you let me do it my way.
There's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
You got it. You got to, if you're going to be in a business and it's kind of your vision or your energy put into it, you can't fake that.
Nope.
And because you're going to burn out, number one, if you're not true to yourself.
Yeah,
But
got to keep
but
that
you-
energy flowing.
yeah, you
naturally.
just can't fake that. And it leads to massive growth very quickly if you stick to that.
Yep.
And
We don't talk about insurance. We're not one of those companies that come to your door and door knock. My job is to get you the best roof at the best price and do the best job. We stay out of the insurance game. We don't need the blood money. Our company is booming right now. We are busier than we could be. People need roofs. Naples is going through a roof revitalization right now
sure,
because
it's a
when
cycle of the building, right?
and it's going to end now because there's innovative solutions. You want to be able to sell your house when you're 75 to 80 years old
Right.
to downsize. Let's say you want to buy a condo and then they tell you, well, now you need to change your roof and it's $100,000 when you could have done it 20 years ago and put a
Right.
50-year roof on it, a metal roof.
Right.
And now your roofs become 2-cycle roofs.
Are metal roofs getting to be more popular? I've
100%.
always loved them, but do they have metal roofs that don't look like metal roofs?
They do. So there's a product out there. It's called stone coated steel. It looks just like a barrel vaulted tile and it's made out of galvanized steel. We just did one on Marco Island and it's a 200-mile-an-hour uplift roof. It looks just like a barrel tile, but the base of it is 24 gauge galvalume.
Wow.
It's more energy efficient for the
It's a
homeowner.
24 gauge is very thick.
Yeah.
It's energy efficient. It breathes at the vents. It keeps the house cooler in the summer. It lets it stay warmer in the winter. It lets it circulate the air. And it's just the wave of the future.
100%. Yeah.
That's nice to know.
So how is it working with within Collier County and Naples with the building codes that they have as well? Because it's not just the state; it's now you get into with the municipalities locally, and I know a lot of the guys that actually work in those parts of the municipalities. But talk a little bit about that. How is it working within that structure?
We have one of the greatest relationships with all the buildings departments, not only as homeowners and living in Naples here. You want the buildings department to look out for you as a homeowner on their side.
100%.
So there's a 2-stage process of inspection when you change a roof. It's a comfort factor for the homeowner. So they do a drying inspection, do a final inspection, and they look out after the homeowner. And they also make sure if things of the past are gone, where they would get to seed the homeowner.
Yeah.
They check the permit package to make sure every item that we're putting on their roof is what they paid for. In the past, let's say, just throw it out there. Like
Yeah.
the storm chaser would come into town after a storm and they would tell you that you're getting a Owens Corning Duration roof with the platinum, and you're getting all this good stuff with it, and they just slap it on your roof, and you never heard from them again, and they're out of business. And you found out that they used a Home Depot low grade
Yeah.
shingle with the underlayment that
Oh,
is made out of felt.
Yeah, some aluminum they got.
they put anything on it at all.
When it leaks in a year from now and you call them up, well, the number one story we heard when we opened up is, well, that roofing company went out of business.
Gone.
Can you help us?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was and even though as much as you put information out, don't buy from someone unless they're licensed and local.
Yeah.
100%.
Check it out, you know.
We offer every client the 5-year workmanship warranty, and we go back once a year to drone scan their homes.
Really?
You want to hear why drone scanning your home once a year is going to help the homeowner?
Let's hear it.
Storm season coming up. I don't care if your roof was put on yesterday. If it blows off tomorrow, the insurance company is going to fight you. Prove it. Prove that it wasn't. If you have photographs of your roof, and I'll give everybody a little tip out there. If you have a drone, if you have a roofer that could help you, you don't need them. Take your phone, walk around the perimeter of your house. 9 out of 10 homes here in Naples, a single story. Everybody's phone zooms. Get photographs of your roof.
100%.
Everything. Go around the property, get photographs of everything before the storm and document it. It'll show the date on it. Keep
Yeah.
those pictures. God forbid there is a storm. You had go insurance company goes, well, prove that your roof was okay.
Boy, they
Here
do.
you go, buddy.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
Right.
And
And there's no pushback. And they'll probably enjoy the fact that you had that as well.
Right.
They don't want all the grief and nonsense. They just want to. They're doing what they're told.
Right.
and that's one of the services you provide for
We do.
people
We
to do
provide
that.
annual service.
Give a little
No charge, fully complimentary. We'll show up. I can't guarantee you we'll be there within a day or two because we're super busy, but we'll get to you within probably like 2 weeks maximum.
all right.
That's better than most.
Yeah.
And so, a couple of years ago, my son and I started a home management business. We do home watch as well, right? And some of that. And you're exactly right, because let's say there's a leak, they're in a condo situation, refrigerator went on the floor, it's upstairs and it leaked. Well, we know about the leak and we saw it. Now, alert the homeowner. If they just ignore it and we come back in a week and there's black mold everywhere, if the homeowner doesn't react, most insurance has like a 30-day or 2-week clause in it where the inspector will come in and go, that's post 30 days, we're not covering it.
Yeah.
And, it takes a while for that damage to show itself in drywall and some other things, but you're exactly right. They'll come in, and if it's an underlying thing or something that's been left to kind of manifest, they just won't cover it at all, especially certain things. But and we take a documented, boom, here's the first time we saw it. Here's the date for the homeowner.
Yep.
Because insurance will straight up deny it.
100%. First time.
100%.
Our number one lead source, our home watch. We have 3 very big home watches here in Naples, and they've saved their clients. I can't tell you how much, because I think 65% of Naples is snowbirds, maybe a little bit more.
Mhm.
And they're not here. And come summertime, when that storms hit, the first
AC breaks down.
The first time they see the leak stains in the ceiling, they save that homeowner a fortune.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and it's that's one of our better lead sources. We do not pay for leads. We don't pay for lead sources. We're all word of mouth. We currently have like 20 homes under contract, re-roofs completely.
Wow.
Well, I can tell you where all our leads are going to go now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do repairs, and honestly, there's a handful of great roofers here in Naples. There are some big boys that have been doing this for years, and
Right.
they're fantastic.
Right.
And we have nothing ever bad to say about any other roofing company. The ones that we do not appreciate are the ones that give us all a bad name, that are here just for the quick hit and run.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
I know.
You know,
But see, I like the way you utilize technology. I like the way that you utilize premium building materials and those things. And that's what we do in our company. We kind of bring in the newer generation of technology to help us monitor, where the homeowner can actually see what's going on and stuff. And it blends nicely. It gives comfort. It gives, but longevity is where it comes into with you, is just, that's massive. And, so when you have a hurricane here, are you still building roofs or replacing roofs from hurricanes
We're
that have
doing-
happened?
we're doing work throughout the summer. If there's a 50 or 60% chance of rain, we will not start a tear off. We'll play the weather by ear, and when we start to do them, we can't
Yeah.
put a tarp. We have to go quarter sections at a time on a roof. We are running year round. We work for 2 of the biggest developers in Southwest Florida right now. We're building 2 new communities for them as we speak. And
Man.
we
I
also,
love it.
and just to give another shout out to my Chamber of Commerce,
Yeah.
I do the ribbon cuttings as an ambassador for the Naples Chamber of Commerce, and I was able to meet one of the biggest developers right now in Naples in Southwest Florida. And they asked us if we would like to bid on one of their projects. Nobody gave us anything. We bid on it. They loved us. We just did our first model home for them,
Love
and
it.
they just gave us 4 more homes to bid on.
Love it.
Wow.
Love
it.
Very nice.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was about doing it right,
Right.
and
That's
that's
it.
what they wanted.
Quality.
Plus the fact that I brought my Northeast work ethic down here. And listen, I am not begrudging anybody. I wish I had that maybe a little bit laid back more, because I had a client like 3 weeks ago. She goes, "Brian, you're going to stroke out. You need to calm down." I said, "Rose, I worked on Wall Street my whole
Yeah.
life. This is same.
Yeah, this is calm.
I'm calm."
Yeah, but jeans and this and casual. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a curse, man. I don't know any other way to be. You know,
I don't either.
I get up, I'm going, let's go, let's create, let's do stuff, let's make it happen. I don't know any other way to live, actually. You know, maybe one day I'll try to
No, you won't.
slow
I tried the golf route every day. I did
Yeah.
it for 3 months.
Golf,
Golf is my passion.
Yeah.
I've now played 2 days a week. My game has gone to shit, but I have fun with the guys that I play with,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I love my job, what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I love the interaction. I love doing something with making this industry an honest industry, right? And I think there's a place for all of that here in Naples.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
My daughter's married to a golf pro, and I got to tell you, first time I went out and whack, and I hear the hit, and I'm like, well, this is a drinking event for me now.
Yes, you're,
Where's the bar cart? Where, I'm not going to be able to keep up with this, but,
what's your handicap?
oh, I don't even
2
know.
beers.
This-
Blind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 beers per hole.
Exactly.
Oh,
I
God.
call it swing juice.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The drink and play tennis.
I don't know how you do that.
Do not
Yeah,
know
that's
how
good.
you do that.
You got to be young and be in really good shape to do that.
We're not
Right.
young. I was playing again. I'm like, why do they keep going? They said they're drinking beer. And I'm like,
They're alcoholics, Lois.
I'm
Those
sorry.
are.
I don't know how you do that.
So, Naples is our new home.
Yes.
We're here. This is 3 years in. We miss Long Island dearly. We go up in the summer. We lived on the beach our whole lives. So this was just another beach on another coast.
Looks a little different, though.
Quite a bit different.
Yep.
But cost of living is the same as New York. It's just as expensive here, if not more, to live here than it is in New York.
Yep.
We absolutely love it. We just love everything about Naples. It's
awesome.
It's
more for my wife to get used to it.
yeah.
Okay. And, she's a retired ICU nurse for 38 years. You want to talk about a quick full circle. My
Oh,
wife started in Greenwich Village at St. Vincent's Hospital in the height of the AIDS crisis
Oh,
wow.
man.
and ended with COVID at Cone Children's
Oh,
Hospital.
man. That is a full circle
Yeah.
moment.
And had to suffer with me for 24 years.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
that's called love, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
What's she doing now?
She's retired now, taking a step back. She thought about maybe going over to Golisimo and feeding the babies, donating some time.
Oh,
But she is a neonatal ICU nurse.
she is. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
All 38 years
Wow.
in the NICU, except for 1 year at St. Vincent's.
Wow.
Wow.
And
That's precious.
she
I
came
mean,
full circle.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
One
Baby.
pandemic to another.
That's
She
crazy.
was holding those babies.
Yeah.
It's really.
She's got the biggest baby of them all here. So
There you go.
she's good.
There you go. She's got good practice and strong arm.
Exactly.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to have you back again.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
a boy. You are live energy. Between you two, my head's going. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
Sorry, Lois.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get-
Yeah.
I'm filled up. Then I'll get back in the car and go, oh, boom. It'll be like
Happy
that.
birthday, Kev.
Bye.
I don't have that problem.
All right, well, just stay up here with us. Let's throw up any events that we have. I know. Let's throw up Country Jam and
Let's do it. Throw it up there.
throw it up there, and let's just remind people again. There you go.
Gates are at 3. First artist at 5. Casey, local. Come support her. Be there for that. But again, immersive experiences, vendor villages, 5 national touring artists, 2 big headliners. And this thing, if you could see how it's coming together, the production that we have last year, this year, we do it big. So it's going to be come out and enjoy.
Just come out and enjoy it. Yeah.
It's a community event. Come out and
What
most
is?
of-
Oh, that's his
That's
car.
That's his car, man. He's
He's gonna get a haircut quick.
Batmobile.
He does the Batmobile, blocked out Batmobile.
Yep.
But the biggest thing for us is it's a community event and it supports a great shelter for abused women and children, and
Exactly.
that's what as a company we want to give back to.
Give
So,
back. All right, throw up Luann's flyer again, because those are both on the same day. Her event is from 9 to 11, and then yours is from 3 to
3 to
11,
11:30.
11:30. Wow.
We have it. We'll be able to shave some time off. We just give ourselves the ultimate window.
So when,
Yeah.
there you go.
Try
Okay.
to maximize.
So tomorrow at Naples Elite Jets, you have a very full throttle flow and an exclusive women's wellness experience. They need to sell 10 more tickets to be able to give the $10,000 to the shelter for spouse.
Buy those 10 tickets.
Come on, let's go. Okay, did we have? I think they got a fish fry tonight at the VFW. I don't know if we sent that one to you. Friday night VFW, fabulous. They do a great fish for $15. You can't beat that with a stick.
No way.
That is pretty awesome. There it is.
There it is.
7. What is it? 5 to 7.
Is
Enjoy
that
it.
the one at Collier and
Yeah,
Pine
Collier
Ridge?
and Pine Ridge. Yeah, you can get it to go too, which is what I think I might do tonight. I've been doing that a lot. We got our ribs, baby back ribs from Good to Go drive-through. Have you ever been there?
I heard great things. I saw him on the show.
Yeah,
I was going to just come down for some samples that day.
Oh,
They were
I
good.
tell you,
I-
we got a full slab of ribs. We had 3 days of eating off of it.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was
awesome.
great. Yeah, so that was good. So fried shrimp, they have baked shrimp, baked fish, shrimp, French fries, coleslaw, dessert. It's really it's the chef there is really good. Really good.
Awesome.
Okay, so I think we've reached that magical hour.
We have
And so on behalf of 239 Live, Kevin, Missy D over here, who's been working out,
Great job.
Jim Doe, Mighty Dog,
Jimbo.
every day.
You have no idea how many people ask me about that. They go, man, I thought your name was Jimbo the whole time. I'm like, brother, it's Jimbo, man.
It is Jimbo,
yeah.
but I call him Jim Doe
Yeah.
because Kevin made a mistake. We were laughing about it. Kevin goes, wait a minute, did I write that? They said, yeah. So you've been laughing at me and I didn't know about it? Well, sorry.
Yeah.
2-3 Live, 9. Go out and make it a great weekend.
Have a great, see you at the
Thanks, guys.
show.
Great weekend.
Come to the concert.
Have an American kind of great day.
There we go.
Wow.
Boom. And we're out.